Hey guys, welcome back to the Bench with the Reserve Team podcast here with episode 24. Shout out Black Mamba, Kobe. As you can see, we're a little shorthanded this episode. Duty calls and Alex has some real world responsibilities he's got to take care of. So it's just going to be Max and I rolling on this one. Max, how are we doing today?
I'm doing good, man. Got a haircut, feeling good, feeling nice. How about you?
Got a wedding this weekend, so
I was gonna say, you know.
Get cut up. Yeah, I'm doing well. I'm excited about this episode. I think we got a good one in store for the people.
Yeah, always.
So as per usual, as our last couple episodes, this episode is going to be sponsored by Ultima. Max has got a cup. I've got some pink lemonade. I think Max is drinking watermelon.
Yes, sir. Gas.
Fantastic. Can't say enough good things about Ultima, but once again, so we appreciate their support on this episode.
Sit back. Messi! Balotelli! Aguero! Overhead kick! Oh my word! That's amazing! Cross, and Dempsey is denied again! And Donovan has scored! Oh, can you believe this? Go, USA!
So let's just dive right in. Since we took a break with the international break, so we're back. EPL's back. Let's dive right back into that. We can just go ahead and kind of run through the games and kind of get your thoughts and kind of a little back and forth here and see what happens. So the first game, Chelsea-Villa. Chelsea a little throttle 3-0. A little bit shocking, but I think we expected them to win. Yeah.
Yeah, I figured. Yeah, I figured Chelsea was going to win. I didn't know. 3-0. I feel like was a respectable score, especially because Lukaku showed out, especially on this last goal, the one to make it 3-0, bang that one in. But yeah, it was kind of what I expected.
Yeah, I mean maybe not 3-0, but we all expected them to win. I think. Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
Wolves, Watford 2-0. I don't think there are any big storylines there.
Yeah, a little dry game, own goal, and then they scored again after. Yeah.
That's what it is. West Ham, Southampton, 0-0. I think that's a disappointment for West Ham. Like, you got to get a result there, right?
A little. Yeah, I was gonna say, especially from the week they just had too, when Palace came back and tied it 2-2, and then was it at West Ham or was it at? I think it was at Southampton.
Yeah.
So it's still like Southampton, not as good as they used to be. Yeah, I would be disappointed if I was West Ham.
Yeah, I think so, especially as European play starts to come into form. I think you're going to want to be playing your best football right about, not maybe your best, but you're going to be wanting high quality football as you go into Europe, and
especially is exactly like what you're saying. If they're going to compete in Europe, like these are the teams you kind of have to like beat in the Prem.
Right, because especially with they don't have the depth that some of the other teams have. So you need to be able to rely on your not top tier guys, that second tier guys to come out and beat a Southampton, so that you're able to put a good squad out against the European sides.
Yeah, we'll see. They play tomorrow. We'll see what happens.
Yeah, we will. It should be interesting. Should be good. I got a soft spot in my heart for West Ham.
Top 6.
Yep, I agree. Top 6. There it is. A good old-fashioned routing, United 4-1 over Newcastle. Go ahead.
Yeah, I was just going to say a perfect debut from Ronaldo. He was just going to score, wasn't he? Like, it was inevitable at that point. Like, he was just going to score. Bruno banged that one in. Our 4th goal, that Pogba pass, Martial dominated Lingard. That was class. Loved every single minute of the game. Newcastle did scare me though when they scored to tie it up, but I wasn't really like, it was. United had that game. It was.
I texted you guys at half, and I was like, why doesn't Ronaldo have a goal already? Like right before half, and then literally it was like you're welcome. I was like,
yeah. I go, he heard you needed one. Tapped it in.
I was honestly surprised it took him so long to score. Like it was bound to happen. Newcastle at home, the debut.
Right.
Like
we just couldn't get anything going. I feel like there were chances, but like it was just like a step too far, or just wasn't like right spot. And then the only one to follow Greenwood's shot was Ronaldo, and onside, put it in, easy goal.
It's not, those aren't always the prettiest, but they count the same.
Oh yeah, his second goal was nice.
I think there's a lot to be said. I think a lot of people kind of bag on the poachers per se, but like it's a skill to be in the right place at the right time. Like I genuinely think that's a skill.
What do you want from your striker? Like
Yeah.
I do that. I mean,
I just saw a lot of stuff on Twitter saying, "Oh, what a garbage goal, blah blah blah." Well, it counts the same. And what do you not want your striker to be there to finish that?
Right.
Like,
exactly. Like if he hadn't followed up, we would have been like, well, why didn't he follow it up?
right.
You know what I mean? Like we'd be saying the exact opposite. And now that he scored, it's like, oh, what a soft goal, stuff like that.
I think Kane gets a lot of that too, where it's just like, oh, that was an easy finish. He's just a poacher. I'm like, well, he's in a great spot. Like
I was gonna say, but then like take for example, you look for in their game against Poland, he scored that banger outside the 18. Like you know what I mean? Like it's just like I don't know. I don't get people.
I don't understand it either. And like to be as good as to be at that level and to get that many goals, like you're gonna have some of those goals. But
Right.
like if it's not a skill, then why aren't other people in those positions? Like why can't other people find the success that those guys do? It's obviously a skill.
Not every goal can be a banger outside the box, or not every goal can be take someone on and put it in. Like you're gonna get goals like that, like Ronaldo did with his first goal. And
believe me, I would have taken a goal like that in my career. I would have taken one, yeah. I would have taken one that hit me in the stomach or off the shin.
Literally anywhere, just that you can claim as your own.
Yeah, exactly. Instead of having 2 saved off the line against DePaul and some other ones. So that's cool.
It's tough. It's tough.
Tough scenes.
Yeah.
Next game on the docket, Leicester, Man City, 1-0. Unfortunate. Once again, one of those goals where, as a Leicester fan, I called it garbage, but we just talked about right spot, right time. Just an unfortunate bounce off Soyuncu. I mean, Man City had the run of play, but I think Leicester is one of those teams that's pretty comfortable playing behind the ball and not having possession. And so, as a Leicester fan, obviously, I wasn't stoked about the result, but I was pleased. I think they had a good showing against a very good side, very deep side. They weathered a couple storms. They had some opportunities. Like if just one of those goes in, which like Leicester's known to do, Vardy's known to bag, have one opportunity and bag it, and they win 1-0. Like that's how they play, and I'm okay with that. Like I love the fact that Brendan Rodgers is willing to adjust. Like against Man City, we're gonna sit in, we're gonna absorb the pressure, and we're gonna try to counter with James Maddison and Jamie Vardy and Harvey Barnes. And against Newcastle, we're gonna possess the ball, we're gonna work it, and we're gonna play how I love that. I absolutely love that.
You change your tactics to adjust to the other team, exactly like what you said.
Yeah, but
and like deploy the other team.
Yeah, but they're not changing the system and they're not changing what they're about. It's just how they're going to attack that game, which is important to me. Like I think sometimes you see teams go to switch completely different formations that doesn't apply to, like, their players don't fit in that tactic or different things like that. Right. And that's where I don't understand. I just think Brendan Rodgers does a fantastic job of adapting his game plan to the opponent.
Yeah. I mean, Brendan Rodgers is already, proven manager. I think he's the man for the spot, obviously, at Leicester. Like, he's done such a good job with them. And I don't think this game is, like, really something that Leicester fans should think too hard of. Like, it's City. Like, I think a draw, actually, you'd probably be pretty content with the draw.
I would have been, yes.
I mean, it happens. Silva gets that lucky.
Yep.
Lucky kind of. I think is also kind of trash in a sense, but like we were just talking about though.
Yeah, I think it's just unfortunate that Soyuncu bounces off his calf and the announcers that this is what triggered me the most was like Soyuncu has to do better than with that. He blocked a shot. Do you want him to is he supposed to time his clearance up with the shot and hit it with his laces and get it? Like,
like
stuck his
what do you want him to score from the?
yeah. So that's what triggered me the most. Just unfortunate.
Yeah, we move. Foxes move.
Next couple games, little battle of the relegation zones down there. Brentford, Brighton, Arsenal, Norwich.
Yeah. That was good. Hey, shout out Arsenal. That goal was actually.
Shout out Arsenal.
Shout out Big Al.
They're 9 points up from first, right? 9 points, something like that.
Yeah, something like that. I think.
Yeah. United better watch out, dude.
Yeah, more like Brentford and Newcastle need to watch.
Arteta in.
Huh?
Arteta
Me
in.
and you are Arteta in. Me and you are Arteta in for sure. 100%. No, that goal, Aubameyang got his first goal this season. Good for him. The goal is as I don't know, messy as it could be. It was like all over the place, and he was just happened to be there and put it in. And then, right, yeah.
That's a slogan. That's a slogan of week 4 of the EPL is goals a goal.
Honestly, seriously, but and then what was the other game? Oh, Brighton Brentford.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
the Bees took one off the shins.
Huh?
The Bees took one on the shins.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I'll root for the Bees. Why not?
Yeah, I mean they're I like their manager.
Yeah, and they haunt Alex, so I'm always here for that.
True, right? And they haunt Alex. Yeah, but.
So maybe the shocker of the weekends, Crystal Palace, Tottenham.
Yeah, so lucky me, I woke up to watch that game, and I really should have just started watching at the 75th minute or whenever Zaha got that penalty.
Yeah.
Because God, that game was boring until then. The whole thing with what's the center back?
Tanganga or
him.
Yeah.
Him getting the red really, clearly made the difference in that game, because after that, and then
so you said it was unfortunate that you woke up early. That's right when I turned it on. It was like a couple minutes before that red card, so I timed it perfectly.
Yeah, lucky you. I literally, woke up and he said, "I'm not waking up for that Tottenham game. No way." I was like, "I'm going to." Like, I don't know. I expected more from Tottenham. They didn't really get anything going. I think they had, or I heard them maybe get like 3 touches in Palace's 18 in the first half.
Yeah, not good.
They had nothing going for them. Yeah, and then red card, Zaha, PK, and then what happened? Oh, Eduardo or whatever, the sub, makes his debut. Literally one of his first touches, goal, and then a few minutes later, second goal. I'm like, I'm about to bring this dude into my fantasy team.
So like I've only watched a couple Spurs games out of the 4 weeks or whatever like that. And that Tanganga guy has gotten in like tussles in every match. And like I'm all for, like, I love the feisty player who's gonna mix it up. Like I want that guy on my side. But then when it turns to just being like idiotic, like that's when it just makes me mad. And so like the first game when I watched him, I was like, all right, he's got some like some fire to him. I'm about this. Yeah, he just turned into an idiot.
Yeah, so the thing was weird. So the reason he got the first yellow was because I think Lucas was down or something like that, and they're and he pulled Zaha down. Was it like a little over the top? Probably, but he did
a little bit.
Yeah, it was. And then the second one, yeah, I mean, it was like, I don't know how quick it was, but it seemed like pretty quick.
It was probably 5-10 minutes.
And I was just like, yeah, that's gotta be. And I don't know, like, I don't know if he intended to do it or if it was just like bad timing, but yeah, it wasn't a smart play.
And like his first yellow, like I'm a fan of a good tactical foul, but when but he like pulled him by like the neck or the face or something like that.
It was a little
like get his shirt, get his shoulders, like just I wasn't a fan of the way he went about it. And then obviously if I'm Crystal Palace and Zaha, I'm gonna say something. You can't just let that slide. Too. Yeah.
Right. So. Especially Zaha too, because he's got a little problem. So yeah, I mean, shout out to Palace though. Gallagher off Palace though he's been actually impressing me, especially 2 goals against West Ham, and then I think he got 1 assist or 2 assists, I think, in that Tottenham game. So yeah, he's been killing it so far too. So GG to Palace.
GG's. Yeah. And then the final game of just kidding, not final game, but the final game of the weekend, I guess. Leeds Liverpool, 3-0 Liverpool.
Expected more out of Leeds, I guess. Before going into the game, like I was like, all right, a tie. Like it's gonna be a tie. Like I could see it being like a 1-1, 2-2 tie. There's gonna be goals. Yeah. But I was working, I was doing something, but I was like, it's 1-0. Oh, it's 2-0. I was like, oh, and it's. I was like, I don't know. I just figured Leeds were gonna do better, I guess.
I'm afraid
Yeah,
that you and I's fandom for Leeds, like I'm on record saying Leeds is my second favorite club in the Prem, and so I'm afraid that's starting to blind us, like to like maybe their true skill level, or maybe they overachieved a little last year. I'm not saying that they're a bad side, and I'm not giving up on them yet, but I'm just starting to get a little worried.
Yeah, I think it because Bielsa's the way he managed. I don't know, like what you were just talking about, how Brendan Rodgers counterattacks, or he'll keep the ball.
Yeah,
I don't know if he does that.
I don't think he does.
I think he sticks to that. All right, we're gonna run the whole game, and like you can't do that against a team like Liverpool. You know what I mean? With Mane, Salah, and
that might work in the championship. Like,
oh yeah, I mean,
it's not gonna work.
Yeah, I mean, it worked enough for them to stay from last year, but yeah, the way it's looking now, like obviously it's too early to call anything, but like.
Yeah,
they're not a top, like I was remember I think you both said like maybe top 6.
Yeah.
If you ask me now, I would definitely not say top 6.
No, I think we both had them on the fringe, and I'm definitely an out now. But to your point about adaptation to like your opponent, I think the ability to absorb pressure is very physically taxing. Like a lot of people think, oh, you're just sitting back, you're parking the bus, like you're taking the easy way out, but like in reality, continuously getting pounded takes a lot out of you. And so the way that Leeds plays with their physicality and their durability and their endurance, like they could easily take a brunt from a Liverpool, or like, I'm not sure if they have the quality defenders to do that, but in terms of just straight physicality and physical ability, they have the ability to absorb that pressure and then go forward and still have enough energy to produce a productive counterattack. So I don't know, like, also their style of play is drastically different than everyone else in the league. So maybe they think that just gives them an advantage because you only see that against Leeds.
Right. But so, like, it looks like teams are kind of adapting to it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like they're like, yeah, maybe the first year, like, oh, whoa, like what is this? Like now it's like, all right, well, they're gonna do this, like we need to do this, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's just I think they need to switch something. Or I really haven't heard much of Bamford this year too. I don't know how, like, so I don't know how involved he's been doing, or if since we both really haven't heard, like he needs to get more involved in the team. I don't know. I was just expecting more out of the game. I was expecting a goal at least, just a goal.
Right. But. I'd also like to take this time to say that I think when I gave my top 4 predictions that a lot of people felt that I slighted Liverpool and thought Liverpool was going to be bad. I just want to go on record saying that's not what that was, and Liverpool is a very good side.
Wait, what did you do? What did you say?
I left them out of my top 4.
Where did you put them, 5?
Yeah, I had to put Leicester in my top 4.
Oh, okay, you put Leicester. Okay, yeah, that's fine.
Yeah, but I'm just saying I want to go on record. And I want everyone to know that I think Liverpool is a very good side, and they have a lot of talent.
They suck. Matthew thinks they suck.
No. But yeah. I mean, Leicester's still better, so we'll just leave it at that.
Yeah, just real quick.
Yeah.
The whole Liverpool thing. I was just gonna say, like, I feel like people, because they haven't made transfers besides like Konate, people have been kind of counting them out. Ronaldo, United, Lukaku, Chelsea. Jack Grealish to City, but like they have the same healthy squad they did when they won the Prem.
Yeah, I mean, let's think about this. They finished top 4 last year, and so you take that team, and instead of adding transfers, you could think of people like Van Dijk or all the other 4 center backs that they lost as additions to that team, right? Because they weren't there last year. Their addition is just getting healthy people.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's literally just their full squad coming back healthy, and like Thiago kind of getting into the whole Prem now. Konate, I don't know if he's played for Liverpool yet, but like when he comes in, he'll be good for them, I'm sure. And like having who was injured, Henderson was injured, Van Dijk was injured, I think Trent was injured for a little bit.
They had 3 center backs out for a while.
Yeah. Oh, Joe Gomez. I think Joe Gomez was out. Yeah, like Matip.
Matip. Yeah, Matip. Yeah.
He was out for a little bit. Like it was, yeah.
Well, yeah, and those aren't just like role players, and they're also not players in like that don't play critical positions. Like you need center backs, and like Trent, like you could probably get away with an outside back, like, but like it's Trent. Like you.
I was gonna say that replacement to Trent Alexander-Arnold.
Right.
You
but like,
you can't expect what Trent does out of that
crucial players and players in crucial positions like that. That's of course that's going to be a recipe for them to not achieve the same level that they should.
Right. No, I feel it. Yeah. All in all, though, Leeds should have scored.
I agree. I'm still on the bandwagon, not jumping off yet. I think you're still there with me, so up Leeds.
Up Leeds.
All right, and then the final game of the match week, Everton 3, Burnley 1. I like
a little scare there, man. Burnley got up
a little bit,
and then Demarai Gray, man, he's been looking super well good.
Why didn't he play like this at Leicester?
True. That's right.
He was bad.
Where'd he go? Did he go to Leverkusen?
Something like that. Yeah. No.
Yeah. Was it Leverkusen?
No, it was. Maybe it might have been Leverkusen.
It was some Bundesliga team.
It was a Bundesliga team for sure.
Yeah. But yeah, he's been showing up for them. Like he played really well for them on Monday.
And maybe that's just a guy that needed a change of scenery, a change of system. Like that happens. That happens that a guy gets stuck in a place that doesn't play well to his style of play, or
look at the
other guys in front of him. Like
kind of look at the Pie situation at United. Didn't really fit. Went to Lyon. Now he's killing it at Barca.
Yeah, right. Like there's just sometimes people just need a change of scenery. Like, hey, I need some fresh words. I'm tired of hearing the same stuff. I just need to get out, fresh start, and I'm happy for him. He was never one of my favorites, but I always like enjoyed watching him play. I thought he had some potential upside, and I think we're seeing that right now.
Yeah, we are. I like him so far. He's been playing really well. I was a little scared for Everton there for a second when Burnley got up too, but then they came out and they scored 3 goals in like.
Wasn't the first one a pen?
No, it was a header.
A wrong game.
Keane scored a header. Who was the second goal? Do you have it? I think the third goal was Gray, and the second goal was
maybe last week they scored off a pen.
I think Calvert-Lewin scored a pen.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Yeah, and that was big time too. Well, I mean, it's Burnley, nothing against Burnley, but like without Calvert-Lewin too, still showed up, still scored goals.
Yeah, and I mean, at the end of the day, it could come down to goal differential, right? So the more goals you can get, and we've seen that the last couple of years, like goal differential matters.
They could have scored. That game could have ended like 5-1. Like I think they scored like 3 goals in like 10 minutes or something crazy like that. They could have scored 5 in 10 minutes. Like it was crazy. Literally after they scored the first one, it was just like an attack, and again. I was like, dude, they're running this up.
Sometimes all it takes is that first one, and then the floodgates kind of open. Things you either calm down and get the feel. Like
we'll touch on this later, but that's what I said for the Barca Bayern game. We'll touch on it later.
So speaking of the Barca Bayern game, we'll just jump right into some of the Champions League results that we, first round of games here, group stage.
Champions League.
It's pretty exciting. There were some good matchups here in the first round, which I think is always good to see. We'll just run through a couple. Let's see here on Tuesday.
Just want to go Bayern Barca first.
Yeah, let's do it. Bayern Barca.
Before we get to the other game.
Yeah.
Yeah. So what we just said about the floodgates opening, I think that was the exact kind of scenario in that game too. I told Alex, I was like, once that Bayern gets one, they'll get going, and then
Barca didn't register a shot.
Yeah, that's what I'm like. Very Bayern controlled the entire game. Obviously, like I think we all were gonna expect. Yeah, like that 3-0. I predicted 4-1, so like half of 8-2 when that happened. But
what is happening to Barcelona? The Barcelona that we grew up with is no longer there. I just watched a documentary on Netflix, and it's like it was Xavi, Iniesta, Busquets,
That
Messi.
president screwed him.
Like I know, but like it's just sad to see how far they've slipped in like such a short amount of time.
It's their downfall is it's crazy because like you said, we grew up and we were like, all right, Barcelona's one of the teams like we have to watch.
You had
Now,
to. Like you couldn't not.
Especially like like let's say for our time sake, right? It was like Messi, Neymar, Suarez, right? Messi, Xavi, Iniesta, Messi, okay? Messi.
Right.
Like,
it doesn't matter.
Like we always like, all right, Barca game, but now it's like, all right, well, what else is on? Like, I mean, it just that appeal isn't there anymore, and I think it's because obviously Messi is gone. Their financial situation has completely screwed them over. Even PK, what did he say? He said something about we had I don't know how many kids play, or like there was kids.
Basically saying that they were extremely young, inexperienced, and had kind of no shot. So we'll move into a disappointment for Max. Young boys, baby.
Yeah, young boys. Woo. So we were controlling the game up until Ronaldo scored. Class ball from Bruno.
Wan-Bissaka gets. No, hold on. We can't just glance over that ball.
Yeah, the ball was crazy. Ronaldo kind of scared me on the finish, not gonna lie, but it went in.
Goal.
Yeah, goal. What was I saying? Oh, then the game completely changes when Wan-Bissaka got that red. It's unfortunate. I thought it was a clear red. Sadly, I wish I didn't have to say it, but I thought it was. And then Sancho came out for who was it? I forget who he came out for. But after that, nothing. We had nothing going for us, like attacking. We had one shot in the second half, thanks to Ronaldo, which I thought he should have scored. Like he was in a good position. Thought he should have scored. Besides that, though, we played defense for 45 minutes. And then we subbed Ronaldo off and we subbed Bruno off. And I go, so we're really playing defense for 45 minutes. And they scored that first one. And I was like, okay. And I was scared because, Varane was in. We had I think we were running a back five at one point. And because Dalot came in. That's who came in for Sancho. And then they scored. Jesse Lingard makes a pass in between our back line and the goalie, and they picked it up. Literally, looking at the time, 15, 20 seconds on the clock. Then they scored, and I just sat there in awe for 10 minutes. I couldn't believe it, dude.
On Twitter, I saw a snapshot of Bruno's ball, and it was let's not glance over the fact of how difficult this ball is, or what a great pass this was, and then someone quote tweeted it with a ball from Lingard. It was this was also a phenomenal assist.
Well, so I heard the announcer go, "Oh, and Lindelof made the pass back." I go, "Lindelof, you," and then I heard it was Lingard. And I go, "Oh no, not Jay Lings, no." Oh, I was. And then it was funny. Well, it wasn't really funny. The announcer goes, "If I was a United fan right now, I'd be pretty disappointed with the result." When it was 1-1, and then literally a minute later they got the goal, and they go, "Change that." He goes, "Change that." If I was a United fan right now, I'd be absolutely fuming right now. I go, "Yep, spot on, announcer." Yeah, so disappointing to say the least that game. Thought we were going to be more attacking minded, especially with. I mean,
the lineup,
especially with Ronaldo and Bruno. I thought we would have done more than what we did, which was literally not much, almost nothing. So yeah, disappointed.
Just a couple other highlight games on that day. Juventus took care of business 3-0 post Ronaldo. Juventus doesn't.
They're kind of having a little bad spell in Serie A so far, but I mean, not what they are wanting so far in Serie A. So this was, I bet, a good confidence boost for them.
Yep.
Especially on the road too.
Yep. And then Chelsea took care of business 1-0.
Yeah, I thought that one was going to be a little bit high scoring, but shout out to Zenit, I guess.
Why you play the game?
Yeah.
Moving on to the next day, a couple games to highlight. PSG tied, couldn't get it done. I saw
let's talk about it.
Holding signs that said Messi, take it easy on us.
Messi, take it easy. No, have mercy. That's what it
have
said.
Mercy. Messi, have mercy. Yep. And then they pull out a 1-1 draw. Wow.
So that game was super interesting, actually. Because PSG just, like, really never looked like they were in it. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
Club Brugge came out, like, held their own, like, played really well, like, offensively and defensively, like, kind of deserved more than maybe draw. Yeah. Honestly, like, I was just kind of shocked by PSG. Like, I expected, like, more, like, I don't know, just I was kind of left, like, not satisfied with them. I don't know.
And well, I mean, you shouldn't, if you're PSG, you shouldn't be satisfied with a 1-1 draw against Club Brugge. Like,
pissed.
And then, like, honestly, sometimes being a dog, I mean, that can help, that mentality of, hey, we've got nothing to lose in this game. Like, no one expected them to come away with anything out of that game. And on the flip side of that, you know, PSG is thinking, oh, if we just show up, you know, surely we'll net more than them. And so the combination of it being a trap game for PSG and Club Brugge being a dog, like, hey, we got nothing to lose. Let's throw it all on the line. You know, wouldn't it be sweet if we beat Messi and Neymar and
Mbappe? It was yeah, dude. Good for them. I mean, it kind of helped them when Mbappe came out. He got injured in the second half or something like that. I forgot, but he got subbed out. And then Neymar and Messi just couldn't get it flowing together.
Neymar, Messi. That should be
Messi.
enough.
Messi was dropping back a lot too in that game. So like he was like kind of trying to create stuff, but like Icardi came on and wasn't doing it. Draxler came on and wasn't doing much. Neymar, like, you know, Neymar was class. But I don't know. Kind of disappointed in PSG. Expected a lot more.
Yeah. Maybe it's a wake-up call. Liverpool took care of business 3-2 against Milan. Real Madrid 1-0 against Inter.
Yeah, Liverpool kind of with the scare. They were up. Salah missed a pen.
Rare.
Yeah, right. And then Milan scored 2 at the break, like right before. And then Salah to save the day, and then well, actually Hendo to save the day, make it 3-2, and then they got that one, and then Rodrigo for Madrid pulled one out late in the game at Inter, so that's big. That's a big result for Madrid too.
Big result for Madrid.
Yeah. So, yeah, good games.
I agree. I'm ready for more. I don't know about you.
Oh yeah, I am ready.
All right, to wrap up this episode, we're gonna give out our ultimate toast of the week. As Max takes his last drink here, we're gonna give the ultimate toast to Club Brugge, pulling out a point against the heavily favored PSG and all
the Avengers themselves in the soccer team.
Yep. So cheers.
Cheers, lads. Shout out to the Belgian boys.
Shout out. So thanks for joining us for episode 24. We hope you appreciated a 2-week break from Alex. I know it.
You know, both Matthew and I did, so hopefully you guys did too.
Yeah, we greatly appreciated. And we didn't get into Arsenal Fan TV today.
I was gonna say we didn't have Robbie on tonight.
So, I hope you enjoyed a fairly Arsenal-free episode here. I'm sure it'll be back when the Rager himself, Alex, yeah. But we appreciate all the support you guys have been giving us. Don't forget to like, comment, follow, subscribe, and be on the lookout for our next episode. We might have something new coming your way this week. So,
yes, sir. Up the reserve.
The pod, baby.